Oh, welcome.
Hello.
What's up? Good
I set an
morning.
alarm for myself because I knew I was going to be up super late last night. Didn't realize I set a silent alarm.
They're useful.
Used to regularly miss work because of that exact reason.
Yep.
Why is that a setting on an alarm?
Right, exactly. Why?
Why did they make that?
Why? Why is it not only why is it a setting, why is it a default setting?
The default, yeah.
Well, we're
I
all here
struggle
now.
enough for my normal alarm just to get me out of bed, let alone nothing.
Yeah. So what did I miss? What's going on?
Not too much. We were just shooting the breeze.
You died, sorry.
No. Shit.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I
Panoptic,
guess.
killed us all except for William Judd. We were
Just
assassinated
William
in our
Judd.
sleep.
Just William Judd.
Yeah, this session is just me and him, but his player isn't here. It's just gonna be me talking.
Solo
Yeah.
section.
He's
Strap
actually
yourself in,
dead,
lad.
but he's actually dead, but Panoptes like reanimates him so that he can have conversations with him.
Just like puts his face over his own, and it's a terrible disguise. But he refuses to acknowledge how bad of a disguise it is.
I take half his face over mine, and I just keep turning my head based on who's talking.
Is your character
Oh,
just
man.
Buffalo Bill? Puts the lotion on its skin.
Puts the lotion in the basket.
If you only put on half of the face, you're taking the coin, okay?
Ugh. Oh man.
Ah,
So your party has been on the road for about a week now since you have left Joy's Harbour. You're about a half day's ride from Largrasis at this point. Earlier that morning, Will suddenly shot up from a nap he was having in the back of the cart and shouts that he was hit with inspiration. He needs to go to work immediately, and not wanting to hold up your party from heading to Guild. You're so close to Largrasis, like he didn't want to hold you up outside the city. He goes off on his own to work on his project and ensures that he will catch up with you as soon as he can.
Are you?
Alright.
Is he just going into the woods?
He needs to search for materials and such, but he needs to. When an artist is hit with inspiration, you cannot simply put it aside until it is convenient.
I think I specifically remember him saying he's not an artist; he's strictly functional. But
And
I'll
I
take it.
seem to remember that inspiration is strictly put aside until you decide to use it on a roll.
this story is full of holes.
What a weak
This episode is now
excuse.
derailed with us tracking him into the woods.
But yeah, he's headed out. He's not going to be here. Sad. But you are coming up on the grasses. Is there anything you want to do before you head into the city?
clean
I
my
think-
mace.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
None of us have any of us ever been to Largrasis?
No.
Alright. So I think we're clear. No one
Yeah.
wants us dead in here.
Yeah.
Does anyone want us dead in here?
You're making assumptions about the number of people who travel from Gilgar. Not that
And
anyone-
with that comment, everyone make a perception roll.
Oh god.
Is it dark out and are we in moonlight?
No. It is like midday.
Normal. Public.
I didn't put mine public, but it was a 6.
Yeah. All right.
Ouch.
As you say that, you while you've been outside so much, on the road, it's been so quiet and relaxing, but you suddenly come to the realization that you have not seen a single other person for the last 24 hours. Not a single cart or merchant or traveler heading in the opposite direction of you. And I should say, you did see them before. Like, when you were closer to Joyce Harbour, you saw people going the other direction, but now that you're close to Largrasis, in the last 24 hours, you haven't seen anyone. Other than your
I
party.
mentioned that information. Trying to decide, nah, it's not worth finagling some dickish way to tell people that.
Alright, well, no one else noticed, so we'll just plow ahead, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
have no
I
clue.
did tell that to everyone.
Still didn't notice.
So,
I'm gonna have my mace wrapped up like I commonly do on my back instead of just out.
Sure.
so what do we think? City's locked down? Everyone went crazy?
Yes, like, how far are we from Largrasis at this point?
Like, you expect you'll be there in the next few hours.
And we're on like what passes for a fairly main road.
Yes,
that
you are
is
on the main
normal.
road between Largrasis and Joyce Harbour.
Sure.
Um,
I wouldn't notice anything out of the ordinary myself.
I will send my sprite ahead to sort of scout around the city and see what things look like in Largrasis.
Sure. Is there a range on that?
No.
Yeah, because I know
What?
different familiars have different rules.
As long as you are on the same plane of existence.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that is yours. Yes, you send your sprite ahead.
And I will just periodically look through their eyes.
Yeah, and as you look through their eyes, so as it's leading up to Largrasis, it does confirm, like, you don't see anyone on the road leading up to Largrasis. And as it flies over the city of Largrasis, you don't see a bustling city. Like, it's a fairly large town, small city. Like, there should be people out and about. It's the middle of the day. And that's when it does see someone walking down the main road. And it tries to fly in closer to see it. And that's when your sprite realizes it wasn't as far away as it thought, but what it saw was a giant.
What?
And as it continues to fly around town, it sees more and more giants. Giants have attacked Largrasis. They have come down from the Arhouse Mountains and taken over this town.
I'm guessing,
Anyone
SL,
know
you
any-
described that to us?
In a moment. Anyone know anything about? Hey, Talai, you have any friends from around here?
No, I was from farther north.
Huh. There are a bunch of giants in Largrasis.
Giants or Goliaths?
Giants.
Oh. Maybe we should. I don't know if we should go through Largrasis.
Huh. Should we? I feel like we should go check it out at least. I mean, there could still be people there.
Do giants not count as people? I always thought they were just bigger.
regular, not non-giant. I assume regular population.
Yes, I should.
You know.
I'll note this. You all, Largrasis, as you know, isn't a giant city. It's a humanoid city.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have that knowledge.
Could Esfel tell what kind of giants they were?
Esvel, what your familiar sees, it sees a giant made what seems to be completely of stone. It
Okay.
seems a giant in heavy iron armor that seems to have flames licking around it.
Oh,
It sees giants that seem to have the elements itself curling around them. It also sees smaller, like trolls and ogres and edens traipsing around these larger creatures.
Talai,
Hmm.
do you know if you share a language with them? Could
Yes, I
speak with
do
them?
speak giant.
Huh.
That's what I grew up speaking.
Hang on.
Well,
Say something in giant.
Actually, you know what? Give me 2 seconds.
okay.
Wait. You know what? Almost there.
you put a rock of Google Translate.
Nope. I have a file.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
Okay, continue on. I'll find it.
Oh, there was a reason that
Well-
Esfel was asking you this.
Just trying to
What
find where I
the-
saved it. I guess I didn't save it in Word. I must have saved it in Google Drive.
Word.
Word, yeah. Hmm.
Stewie. How the hell do you pronounce that?
Stewie.
You can also just make something up if you want.
No,
You can
That's what
just
I'm
say
doing
some
this for.
bullshit.
the man
I
has a
will
folder.
never.
Doesn't work.
Okay. Terradut idun olor.
Terra dude known lore. How's that?
That was terrible.
Okay. Try saying, "I'm the leader now."
Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Just saying giant. Let me drive the boat.
Asvel,
No.
is this really your plan? We're gonna go intimidate giants?
Oh no, sorry. The giants were
Oh.
going to go intimidate giants.
The giants were?
There's a significant difference between Goliaths and giants. Giants
They're
are
a
not a
lot.
playable race as well. There's a reason for that.
Giants
No,
are
okay.
considerably bigger.
Hang on. So, imagine that you're a giant fucking around in a human city, right? And one of the giants, he's kind of a jerk, just starts shouting that he's the leader. What do you think happens?
Probably
dies.
dies.
Cool. So, how many times do you think we have to do that before Largrasis is ours?
Quite a
Are you-
few. Are you suggesting?
What exactly are you suggesting, Esfil?
Yeah.
Quit being so cryptic about it, because.
Oh, sure. I have a little fly doohickey that I have in there that I can also make speak. It's also invisible. I think it's to hide
Oh.
Adoptus the other day.
I thought him, my
Oh.
friend.
So you're saying we start some sort of giant civil war in
Oh,
the
yeah.
city?
Oh yeah. That sounds hilarious.
It sounds exactly like what Vic wants us to do.
You know,
Sounds exactly like what Siri wants us to do.
as much as I hate agreeing with these weird ass plans, I think that's not a bad idea.
Maybe before we try and start conflict, we just see what's going on.
Sure. What do you want to know?
Yeah.
Well, why? Why is all this happening? Why are there giants attacking?
They probably figured out, just like we did, that magic doesn't work the same anymore.
I
And
will send my sprite down to see if there is any indication of a supply line or caravan leading to the city from somewhere else.
No. Seems just like completely locked down. You see, at the main gates, they seem to be guarded by. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure ogres. Yeah, there's ogres standing guard that kind of checkpoints at each of the main entrances. They seem to be ensuring no one's getting in or out.
Any corpses, fires, indications of how the city was taken?
It looks fairly peaceful. You can see in the city proper, there is very little debris lying around. You can see on the outskirts of town, like outside of the main walls, there is more destruction. Seems the giants possibly showed up in a sign of force, and then by the time they got to the walls, the city might have surrendered.
I think it was a surrender.
Huh. And you didn't see any small folk in the city? They've cleared out, we assume?
It looks like a complete and total surrender that they just left.
Maybe.
Did we, when you mentioned that we had been seeing people along the road earlier, did any of them mention this? Did any of them look like they were fleeing?
No.
Maybe before we go up and start talking to giants, we see if we can find some sort of refuge where the people of the city might have gone, or some of them.
Sure.
We have
I will have my sprite fly around and see if there are any caves nearby that could plausibly hold people, or if the traffic on the road, or I guess that would take longer, but yeah, any indication that a large number of people took the road to Gilgar, like a lot of trampling near the city or something like that.
What I can give you is like where you are on like the southeastern side of Largrasis, it is a lot of plains. You really doubt you would be able to find any kind of shelter unless it's incredibly well hidden or maybe protected by magic, but then you're not going to find it anyways. At least not with your sprite. The Art House Mountains themselves are full of caverns to the north of Largrasis, and also to the west are the forests around Gilgar that would be able to house many a refugee. But your sprite does not find any specifics. You all have to go out on foot yourselves to try and track anything down.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think we should go around the city first, over to the northern and western sides, and see if we can find any evidence of people, and then think about going into the city or trying.
I like that.
I want to make one last sprite-based effort before we commit to that, which is just skirt around the outside of the city and look for trampled grass, see if there's anywhere that is worn down, like a large number of people passed by there in a hurry very recently.
Give me a survival roll. You can just use your stats for it.
Okay.
Make it simple. With that, as your sprite flies around, you do find lots of trampled grass, but it's impossible to distinguish it from like the footprints of the giants as they came in. Like, basically everything is trampled, but it's very
is it equally trampled in all directions, is what I was after.
Primarily to the north from the Arhouse Mountains.
Okay.
Which is where you expect the giants to have come from.
if they went anywhere, it's probably to the north. So we could check in there.
Mm-hmm. Well,
If we are to leave the road, would it be prudent to leave a message for just William Judd?
we could leave.
He is to meet us here.
That is a good point.
That's quite the trip. Would we even be able to take the cart?
Do you have a token he would recognize that we may leave?
I can just send my friend to have a chat with him. And I will send my sprite to go find just William Judd, and hang out around him, watch him until he finishes what he's finishing, and then immediately shout where we are, hopefully surprising him.
Sounds good. Yeah, your sprite will be gone for a while then.
Sure, I will call it back if there's an urgent situation, but yes.
Yeah, so you want to kind of skirt around Largrasis. I'm assuming you don't want to be seen, is part of your plan.
Yes.
I think the technical
5
term
feet,
is
that's a tiny
okay.
city.
Yeah, so you are on fairly open plains, so you can see quite far ahead, but you make sure you're kind of out of the visible range of the outer walls.
So we can't see the walls ourselves from where we are at the moment.
No, you could get close enough too, but then they might be able to spot you as well.
Yeah, sure.
Especially, they're so much taller. Gotta account for the curvature of the earth.
Oh, so
Supposed.
it's not flat. Of
You
course
don't
it's
know.
not.
Yeah, how would we know?
Is it a Mobius strip?
We're
He
playing
said
on
curve,
Halo.
he didn't say sphere.
Yeah, there's so much. Like, they would be able to see you before you see them because they're so big.
Okay.
On inside of a globe.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you make your way. So you make sure you're far enough away that you don't expect anyone will be watching you, and you make your way around the perimeter of Largrasis to the northern Arhouse Mountains. It takes you a fair bit of time to get to the base of the mountains.
How's the terrain here for the cart?
Yeah. I was gonna
As you
say-
get closer to the mountains, it's becoming hillier and rockier. So you could, but at this point, like, walking is definitely faster than the cart.
Should we just leave the wagon?
The last time we left the cart, we ended up in the comeback inn.
Well, we're not gonna go into random inns again.
We're about to walk into random mountains.
Yes.
What's the cart
Okay.
gonna do with us, though?
I'm just saying, leaving carts behind doesn't bode well by us.
It would be a big hindrance to bring it with us, though.
While you're thinking about this, everyone give me a history roll to lie with advantage.
Nice.
Should I not roll? Because I doubt I would know anything.
You've been here for quite a while. You can make a roll.
Okay, I might have picked up.
I know everything.
Oh, I have -1, so you know. Hey!
Okay, yeah, Esvel and
There we
Panoptes,
go.
you don't know any, like, you've heard of the Arhouse Mountains, you're aware that they exist, but that is the extent of your knowledge.
Esfil begins
I'm
telling
so
tales of the R House.
Imra, you're unsure of specifics, you have never visited them yourself, however, like, you have heard tales of the Arhouse Mountains, the underground passageways that seem to wind on forever, and you've also heard of the dangers of the mountains.
Ooh.
Talai, you have a much closer connection than the rest of your party to the Arhouse Mountains. While this is not your homeland itself, there is still a lot of your legend and lore still surrounds these mountains.
Sure.
You know, in these mountains are endless passageways, snaking their way through and below the mountains. There is legend, although you know of no one who has seen it for themselves, of a stone citadel somewhere in these underground passageways that was abandoned like, an eternity ago. No one knows. That has been overrun with darkness and evil.
That's not good.
And
But
so,
passageways.
and
makes it
like
seem-
kind of what you know is lots of passageways, and it is dangerous. Like you know, like there are lots of monsters in there. Not a nice place to hang out. And then what you know of from legend is this. I don't want to say Sunless Citadel because that's not what it is, even though it sounds cool. It's a cool name, but we're not actually. It's not the actual Sunless Citadel, the other D&D adventure. It's not that one. But this kind of evil citadel of legend that no one you know has ever actually seen it.
If the people went north into the mountains, they probably went into the passages for safety.
If
And if they did that, then
they
we need to help them.
went north into the mountains, they probably went as slaves.
As slaves.
What would I know about? Have I heard stories about giants, like how they behave, what they do?
Give me a. Now we'll use your same history roll. Why not?
They're pretty
So
nice
again,
guys.
like as like you are so ingrained, like it's so hard for you to know fact from fiction. Like you working on the docks, like you heard so many stories about different creatures, including the giants. And what like you heard, like some of the stories you heard was that like they ground up your bones and ate them in soup. Some of them hated humans and just
play this out.
yeah, squished them. Some of them like took humans as slaves. Some of them loved humans and like took them as pets and took care of them. You've heard like they love combat. They love singing. They make a mean dragon stew. So
They probably went as slaves. Most giant cultures, from what I hear, keep humans as slaves and as cattle and as pets.
Well,
And if it was an unconditional surrender,
in that case, I feel even more reason to go help.
I feel like you're only proving my point exactly.
don't
What?
misunderstand. I'm all for going to go help them. But it's not going to be a situation of walking up and they're all fine. It's going to be a situation of walking into your what was it that you called it? Murder Citadel?
The Sunless
I-
Citadel.
Sunless.
The Citadel of Doom?
Yeah, I actually wasn't gonna specifically mention it, but
Oh, my bad.
yeah, the Stone Citadel.
Mhm. Well, I don't see any other option. I think we go try and find them. I'd
Yeah.
hate to leave people in slavery.
What do you think, Panoptes?
For people to be kept from their destiny and hidden from the light of stars. This is unacceptable. Panoptes will fight.
We
All right.
could start with Largrasis. That is, if we have a way of getting directions to where they were taken. That might be easier than charging him blind.
Start meaning look outside the city for tracks?
I was going more
Or-
with make the giants in there, start a civil war, and wait until there's a small number of them, and then interrogate them. But your thing's good too.
Well,
When you said the
so-
phrase charging in blind, you just got a really weird smile from me.
Well, so Esvel, here's the problem with that.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that plan has a high probability of getting us killed.
Yeah, but at least we'd be outside.
Maybe there's some sick underground oceans you can swim in
Shit,
the
we're going.
caves.
Yeah, do I know anything about underground lakes in the Our House Mountains?
You don't know of any specific, like, you couldn't take, like, you don't know the way to a lake, but you know for sure, like, there would be underwater, or, like, underground caverns with lakes and rivers and such running through the mountains.
Yeah, I'll relay that information to Esfel.
Esvel, want to go for a swim?
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, that was easy.
Some more
So
Pokemon Scooby Snacks.
we're just a quick recap. Who has dark vision?
Me.
I'm going to be bringing my sprite back.
Okay.
Not
Panache?
me.
Sprites don't have dark vision, do they?
I have like dark vision plus.
Oh,
Oh.
sweet.
Like,
Oh, Devil's Sight.
like dark vision doesn't even matter.
Give
Yeah.
me just a moment. I do have something.
Man's
for
got
this.
true sight.
Okay.
He's got a Devil's Sight.
Lore.
Lord.
Yeah, do mermen see in the dark? Merfolk?
No.
Really? Huh. Seems weird.
Not quite sure. Time to double check.
Does anyone have any charcoal?
Charcoal.
Incense?
I
Herbs?
have incense.
Could I borrow 10 gold worth of incense from you?
Let me check how much gold worth of incense is in a.
Actually checking material costs?
Can I buy 10 gold worth of incense from you?
Let me check. I'm fairly. How much is 2 blocks of incense? I don't know what the gold cost would be.
Incense 5e. That's from your priest back,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't imagine I could just burn a fishtail inside of a gilded acorn for this.
As well, you are welcome to take the incense if it would help you.
Here's what we'll say: you got that good incense, that good priest incense. So 1 block is 10 gold pieces.
Nice.
Esvel
Alright.
will happily pay you for that good incense.
And Imra will happily take your money.
And I will, I will cast Find Familiar as a ritual. And the familiar that I'm going to find, let me check really quick on the other options.
Oh, casting time 1 hour.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no, I recognize that this is going to take an hour and 10 minutes, but it's happening. Sorry guys. That's blind sight, but that's very short distance.
Rat. Equipper.
Just a
Yeah,
solid
Dude, make a fish.
flaps around before dying.
Okay,
1 hour.
You can use it as a weapon.
You're a warlock.
you guys see after an hour and 10 minutes, assuming you let me do this, and I'm going to do this
After
even if you don't
so
let me.
long.
You see me summon a a spider into existence. Yeah, that's what I want.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no. We'll send in a raven. It's a raven.
A raven? Need to get a different picture.
A raven that very
Ravens-
briefly had 8 legs.
Whoa.
Do ravens have dark vision?
But this raven does.
Okay. I'm a special dark vision raven.
You're not wrong.
Go. There we go. Edit. Raven. There we go. And done. Oh, wait, no, I need to make it public. There you go, Esvel. There's your familiar. Should be able to see it in the journal now.
I love my raven. This sheet is going to mildly complicate things based off of the thing that I sent you, but awesome.
Yeah.
That's fine. Right. Sure. I'm good to go.
Alright. Yeah, do we see... I assume there's caves, like, everywhere, right? Around these mountains?
Yes. So what I'm going to need from you... So who wants to lead the way?
I would say to lie. He
I
knows
would
I
say
can,
the
I
raven.
can light a torch and lead the way.
Yeah, like you have
I'm
not
going-
spent a lot of time in these mountains in particular, so it's not like you know exactly where to
Right.
go, but you are definitely the best qualified at this point.
You
I'm
don't
going
have
to
to waste a torch to lie.
Send the raven ahead.
Oh, you're gonna light up my mace.
I got you.
Yeah. Are you lighting up Mace or something else?
I'm gonna light up Talai's forehead. I'm gonna just smack him on the forehead, and it's gonna be like a headlamp.
Let's go, big boy.
It's deity now.
I'll probably have to like jump,
Yeah.
just a little
Yeah.
hop.
Just whap.
All right, Talai, give me a survival roll.
And I do want to send the raven in ahead of us.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Straight survival.
Straight survival. Are Goliaths good at that? We'll see. Okay.
I would kind of be on the edge of where this light leads to, because then I can see further than that.
Sure. Yes, so you all have your different ways of seeing around you. You begin exploring. Actually, here, I'll give you a choice, Talai. You see in front of you kind of 6 different entrances heading into the
Oh, good
mountains
lord.
in close proximity. From your survival roll, you are able to, kind of rule, like 2 of them you can see, like people haven't entered them in quite a while, so there are 4 entrances left for you to go in and explore.
That's it.
Do I see
Crap.
any magical registers around here with my detect magic?
Oh, with detect magic, Yes. You can tell one of these caverns, something with a strong magical presence left one of the caves in the last 24 hours and seemed to be heading towards Largrasis.
Oh, so I sort of see a trail coming from that direction.
Yeah, from that one cave into Largrasis, or heading towards Largrasis.
To lie, something with a magical signature has left this direction. I do not believe it still lies here, but it emerged from this way, and I point.
I think that narrows it down then, doesn't it?
Well, I think the most recent activity would be where we'd want to go. So,
Sure. Yeah, can I do some kind of roll to try and figure out what was the most recent?
And
well,
can I, when
my
I see
guess
him
would be the
going for
magic.
this, hit him with a guidance.
Well, that was part of your survival roll, like trying to figure out which
Ah,
cave
dang.
was correct. So that was like 2 of them had no like
Okay.
people
Right.
coming in or out.
Yeah, then I think we go into that one then.
Magic cave.
Before we go in, can I take a drink from the goblet?
Of
Oh.
course you can.
Oh no. You die.
Isabel becomes
me-
omniscient.
There's almost certainly at least a 1 in 1,000 chance that this table just instantly kills you, and I'm fine with it.
So you pour. What do you pour into it?
This is water.
Just some water. It begins steaming and turning a silver color.
I was
And
going to say I sniff it, but that would destroy the point. I'm going to press to digitate it so that it tastes like the finest wine, and I'm going to drink it.
of course, like that wine you took after it fell off a crate.
The chunky wine.
Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to relive the wine that I picked up at the bar that we were at in Joyce Harbor.
Which one did you get?
I'm drawing a blank as well.
I want to say it was the one that like was Minotaur, Dancing Minotaur or something. Oh, that might have been the name of the bar.
Mm.
Let's see,
the wine
scroll.
What's the wine lore?
I need it.
Roll for
Need
wine.
lore.
Oh, here we go. Oh no, you got the Deadly Tiger Merlot.
Thank you.
Ah,
Perfect.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
This was very. There is a Happy Minotaur Merlot, but you did not try that one. You got the Deadly Tiger Merlot. It's a rough and spicy bouquet.
Ooh.
And you drink it.
Absolutely.
As you drink it, you feel reinvigorated. You feel like nothing bad could happen to you.
This is gonna go great.
Okay.
We noticed no change in his personality.
Yeah.
All right, with my forehead lit up like I'm in the Avatar state, let's go into the tunnel.
Just before we go in, I just say, are we expecting confrontation?
Oh, absolutely.
Most likely.
I think
I
that's a good
stretch out
assumption.
my arm, and between the different sources of light, this would look fucking spooky with my baldy head and my weird eyes. But in my hand appears, with my spear just placed back to my back, an obsidian shaft that ends in a flash of amethyst into an obsidian point as a spectral glaive appears within my grasp.
That's pretty
Oh.
cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll pull my mace off my back and let the heavy cylinder change just like thud against the ground.
I'll
Let's
cast minor image to make a spooky axe appear in my hand.
Roll for a performance. Oh, it was pretty impressive. Looked pretty cool.
I'm just gonna like look around, not do anything.
get
You have
one of
nothing
my
to prove.
Ha, ha.
Yep.
All right,
Alright.
Onward.
let's go.
I go to move onward, and it immediately falls out of my hand because these objects can't move.
Tala, you're leading the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You begin. Was there something
And my
else?
detect magic is still up, and I can just keep going with that as well. It's concentration, but I can just see magic basically.
Yeah. Yeah, you continue following basically this trail of magic. You do not come across like any like turnoffs. It's just been it's been a winding cave, but like it hasn't split off at all. And you march for about 2 hours. You expect it's getting dark outside at this point, although it is impossible to tell within the caverns themselves. It is quite dark. But after marching for quite a while, you come to what you expect is you see a small light up ahead. You expect it's possibly from a torch or a campfire or something.
going to send my raven in invisible and ask the party to hang up for a moment.
Yeah, I'll kind of like palm my forehead. Try and hide the light.
Your raven goes ahead, and is this similarly? You can contact it telepathically?
Yes, this operates the same.
And you see a kind of open cavern. Let me go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 60 feet across. So it kind of opens up into a larger cavern. It sees a campfire at the far end of it. I think this seems to be kind of a cap-off point. It doesn't go further into the mountain. And it sees 4 humanoids sitting around a fire.
When you say humanoids, can I get close enough to see if they are human?
They all appear to be human.
Got it. And I'll say, well, I think we found our people. Do they look like they are dressed in what would be appropriate city street clothes as opposed to adventuring clothes or clothes that
Yes, they look like sort of like merchants, maybe like higher end, like lower nobility or something.
Yeah.
Are they sitting or are they chained up or what's going on?
2 of them seem to be sitting by the fire. Another one seems to be standing, still fairly close to the fire, and another one seems to be standing kind of a little bit away from them.
So, should we...
Maybe I shouldn't be the first one that walks in.
Huh.
I'll be the... And then she looks down at her hands. Wait, and we're completely in the dark, and she doesn't have dark vision, so she can't actually see them.
I'll go in first, and then immediately falls down. Oh no!
Imra? Well, by the hand, I'm kind of like that she's merfolk now, and maybe not the most reassuring.
We'll move you into this cave.
Yeah.
So you come in at the bottom of that cave.
I suppose I can go first. We're probably too far for Panoptis to notice any magic on him.
Yeah, 30 feet for my magic. 120 feet I can see normally, though. But again, I'm not a friendly face to look at if we want to not startle people.
Where's Will?
I'm just thinking they might have issues with large people now, so I don't think I should be the first one they see.
I can lead. I guess I'll go start approaching, trying not to get them to notice too quick.
Would you like me to speak to their mind and put them at ease?
No, Panoptis. I think speaking out loud might be a better option at the moment. We don't want to put them off.
On a related note, I would like to send my invisible raven to be behind the people.
Yep, I saw that. Yeah, you're welcome to put your tokens on this board now.
I just wanted to make sure you knew so that it wasn't a surprise later.
How does one do tokens?
Click and drag like in the journal. Click and drag on your name, and you can just drag it on. What?
That's so large. Why is that so
big?
big?
We are not matching the grid lines. I think the grid is part of the actual
there
map.
You go.
Yeah, grid is part of the map. It's not snapping.
Okay.
I wasn't expecting. I didn't have a cave map ready.
Can we change the size of our tokens, maybe to match those a little better? No, there doesn't seem to be a way to pull that off.
Whoop.
Oh, I'm large. I cast enlarge.
I guess I need to find out how to make one of those things.
If you put your image as part of your character sheet, the token that it auto-generates will use
You can also give me, like, if you just send me a picture you want, I can make a token out of it. It's real easy.
Sure. I'll have that ready for the next one then.
Yeah, no rush.
Oh, the avatar thing. I've tried to upload before and it just didn't accept anything for some reason.
That's odd.
Yeah.
But
right.
anyways, Imra, you wanted to go in first?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of approach up here and like, oh, that's awful to do on a trackpad. Whoops. Yeah, and just try and watch for a second without them, like, see if they're having any conversations or they're they're
They
just
seem to just be
around the
silently
fire.
staring at the fire. As you get
Okay.
closer, you can see like they look downtrodden.
Is this a exact representation of where we're at?
Like distance wise, yes.
Like real wise, like is this actually like this big cave or this like big cavern that goes down and
Yeah, it's not that deep. Like it's about 20-foot drop into this murky water.
okay. Yeah, I just kinda wanna peer over it and
Hmm. And
see
similarly,
if I
you can
notice
see
anything.
kind of these steps going down on the right. So like you can definitely safely make it down.
Is
Let's
anything
go.
going on with that magical trace I could see?
It seems to be concentrated in this area, although it's getting a bit muddled at this point. You're having a hard time discerning it. You're
That's why
not
we'll
getting
have
any
a hand
specifics.
on to lie now that we do not have actual vision of this area and is just following him wherever he goes, trying not to
Right.
stumble.
I'm still oh yeah, I guess I can't really see. But yeah, I guess I don't have my hand on the light, so if they notice that.
It only gives 20 feet of vision.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
It's not a very
Um,
good light.
So, do we think we just go talk to them? What do you guys think?
I don't see what else we can do.
All right. Well,
It'll go
I will.
fine.
We'll be behind you.
Oh shit. This is actually the worst. Why don't I have my mouse?
How did you make your guy smaller?
I didn't. Will
Oh.
Bervic did.
Oh,
Alright,
nice.
well, I will just go
Dainty Bell.
up to the fire. I'm just there. But I'll go up to the fire and say, hello. What? Why are you okay?
As you approach and come into the light and start speaking, you see one of them draw a sword, and
Whoa,
even
whoa, whoa.
even you can tell, Imra, like you're not a master swordsman yourself. This guy doesn't know how to hold a sword.
Whoa, we're not dangerous. We mean no harm.
How can we trust you?
I will take the mace that I never use off of my hip and
Suspense.
I think your mic might have changed on you very abruptly.
That was
yeah,
terrifying.
the cord got nudged.
The cord got nudged. Oh no.
I'm assuming you're putting your mace on the ground. That's what I'm
Yeah, I'm
assuming.
gonna
you're
like
saying?
drop it on the
Yeah.
ground next to me
Mhm.
as a like I'm getting rid of my weapon.
Mhm.
You know,
He seems to calm down at this point, and kind of still holding on to his sword, but it's like hanging at his side now, not at the ready.
were you from Largrasis? We
We
saw what happened.
we are from Largrasis. We barely managed to sneak out. We didn't know where to go, so we figured. And he gives a little chuckle. Maybe this would be the last place they look.
It might be, but it's a very dangerous place to be. Do you know of any others? You know what happened?
If anyone else got out, we are unaware of them. It was just me and my 3 brothers that escaped together. And as you look around, you realize they all look exactly the same.
Huh. Are you... How long have you been here?
Only for about a day. I think I don't even know. It's hard to tell in here.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna come forwards a bit so that my detect magic range kind of encompasses them a little more.
Yeah. You don't detect any magic coming off of them.
I back away again.
I can tell you're not the adventuring types, probably. It might be best to not be in these caves. I've heard they're quite dangerous.
We didn't know where else to go. We're cobblers. We run a shoe store in Largrasis. We're not.
Well, that's why we came looking for people when we saw the town was being ransacked and taken over by the giants.
Did they say what they
Right.
wanted? I'll say
Yeah.
as I emerge from the darkness.
They seem a bit shocked when you step out with your giant glowing forehead. But with Imra's diplomacy, they don't. They are shocked, but kind of they stay there.
Can I just look at what condition their shoes are in?
Pristine, real good.
And how long was the path? Like it took us to get through this cave, and then the distance from the city.
It took you a couple hours, like it probably at least half a day, possibly a full day. Like they don't look like adventuring sorts; they probably can't march that fast. Possibly a whole
And
day.
these shoes, are they walking boots or are they like posh shoes?
They look like walking
Basically,
shoes.
I'm in a position of not trusting them, and the cobbler remark is what I'm looking at the moment.
Like they give me a perception roll.
Sure.
That one. They're definitely succubi.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Plus 4 to perception.
Yeah, you're unable to determine anything about their shoes from this distance, even with your supervision.
Yeah, I'm just like Talai's forehead is just like a moth to a flame. That's what I'm looking at.
You
Immaculate.
can't,
Oh,
you
I
can't
totally
look away.
forgot. I'm gonna insight check them.
They
They're
seem
Insight check.
incredibly scared. They seem a bit more on edge now that a Goliath has stepped into their view with a glowing forehead. And you can also tell, like, they don't seem dangerous.
Right.
No, they came in just a few days ago, and they began destroying the farms outside of town. And when they got to the walls, said this was theirs now, and Largrasis, we don't have people to fight something like this.
Mm-hmm. Did they kill the other citizens? Did they take them?
I believe most of them are still holed up inside, in their homes and such. I don't know if the giants really wanted anything to do with the people. It seemed like they wanted the city itself or something.
And it was a large force of giants, yes.
Yes, at least a dozen giants, not including the ogres and such.
That's more than any of us could take on, but we should. Are there any other smaller villages or something we could go to get word to someone else that could come deal with this around Largrasis?
Like, the only military that could stop this would likely be Gilgar itself, unless you can find adventure. In terms of organized forces, Gilgar is the only hope we have.
Yes, is there somewhere we could go, somewhere we could take you where they could have a courier sent or something?
Possibly. But you, and like looking kind of at your party and seeing now that if they've had long enough, they can. You look like adventurers, obviously. But you must be power. If you've made it here, we can see by what you're carrying. Like, could you do something?
We could try. We could not. We couldn't kill a dozen giants. We could maybe one or two, but that wouldn't help. It would be if
You don't have to. I'm not asking you to commit genocide against them. They have their place. They don't deserve to. They have their place in the mountains, and we have our place in our city. But if you could get to their leader, and I don't like get to them, like duel them or something.
I mean, I don't see any other option. I think we can certainly try.
Do I know from anything I know about giants? Are they as competitive oriented as Goliaths are?
Definitely not. But they're still like big on the honor of it.
Sure.
Like Goliaths do a lot more competition for competition's sake. Giants are more like competition if it is necessary, but honor is
Sure.
still held very highly.
Okay.
Well, let me talk to the rest of our group and we can see maybe we could do something for you. Hopefully, at least get you out of this cave, find somewhere better. Quick huddle, as I'll call Esvel and Panoptis up. See a merfolk and a scarred blind man. What do we...
Have you shared any of the information about honor and tradition and so on?
Yeah, this is when I'll do that. I'll explain that I think this might possibly work.
So do you think...
stand by Operation Civil War.
Operation Civil War or duel a giant king?
We can have them duel each other.
Maybe we could find out what they want.
These men are not slaves. They are free. They have their freedom to go where they please. At this stage, why put ourselves at risk and our journey in jeopardy?
Because
there are more than 4 people in Largrasis.
There's a lot more people holed up in their houses and wherever they can hide in the city. From what I've heard, no one else has left. And if they have, they died trying.
These men know how the city streets wind, how they corner and progress.
I would assume
Get them to tell us the layout. I stare back at them.
I'll turn back and say, if we're gonna do this, we'll need your help. None of us have been to the city before.
We'll do whatever we can, and we can pay you, of course. We've done quite well at our business, and I'm sure more in the city would be willing to reward you for if you can liberate Largrasis.
Well, the first step would be leaving this cave. I think we'll certainly do something. But we'll need to know. How did you escape?
There are some tunnels beneath the city. We were able to get into them before the giants discovered them. I wouldn't be surprised if they've collapsed them by this point. But we were able to sneak out in time.
Do you know of any other ways we could get in other than the main gate? Is there a weak spot in the wall? Is there...
Through the wall, I don't expect so. If you can scale the walls, which are
Yeah, I was gonna say
30
that's all
feet
I-
high.
We...
Other than that, the main gates might be your only chance. I know they've had patrols going through there. I don't know how well guarded they are. We haven't.
Well, we're actually experienced with tunneling. We could maybe do that again. Patrols around the walls? Are they watching outside?
I believe primarily in it. It seems they want to keep the people there for. I don't know.
Esville? Do you think you could tunnel us? Or at least clear out the already existing tunnels?
Why do we need to sneak in?
It's just an option. If you
I don't-
think we can
If-
get
if-
through the front
if-
doors
Oh yeah, sure. I think we asked nicely.
and ogres will let us into a city they've taken over.
The ogres who are clearly interested in keeping humanoids? Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
see, the issue there is we might just be kept as slaves.
If we lose.
Well, then we better not lose.
Yeah.
That need to see me.
oh boy, what's happening?
Talai, you hear a voice speaking in giant saying, "No further, little ones."
From where?
You don't know.
I would like to do something.
No.
What
Time
up?
Prep action dodge.
I'm gonna cast Detect Evil and Good. I have it on my phone, not on my
No.
on this so far, but I do have it prepared.
Do I have time to sort of scoot back towards the entrance?
Do we all?
You don't have time. Talai, you detect an evil presence in this
Right.
direction. A large evil presence.
What direction?
Such a this direction, towards the entrance of the cave. Such as like possibly the size of a giant.
Right.
I'm gonna turn back to the four guys and say you should hide. Find.
And you hear the voice again. You have made it far. And at that point, out of the darkness, and you see it phasing out of invisibility.
Son of a...
Oh,
I'm not high enough level to see invisible things yet.
You see an Oni.
Oh man.
I'm going to bless.
Well, before we start combat,
That's not combat. It's a buff.
conspicuously casting magic in front of the giant isn't starting combat.
He's gonna try and
I
kill
haven't
us.
heard the Skyrim music yet.
Please don't do that. Every time. I do want to send my still invisible raven to go get as close as I can before the fighting actually breaks out.
Okay. Where am I? Oh, there we go. Your raven begins flying towards it. And you hear it say again, this time in common, and you will make it no further. Roll initiative.
Oh, before we start fighting, can I take a bathroom break?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll be right back.
I was just about to redeem a stretch break.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a drink as well for 2 seconds. Holy shit, I rolled well. Oh.
Alright, be right back.
So start thinking about what you want to do. Esvel, you're going to be up first, then the Oni, and then everyone else. But we will be back in just a couple minutes. Talk to you all soon.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay, I'm back.
Alright.
Oh shoot, I actually forgot to put in the new text in the spell.
When I heard him start talking, could I have began a rage?
Don't think Vic is back yet.
Oh, that
Oh,
means
and
yes.
all y'all have bless on you, so mark that down.
Oh, sweet.
Cool.
We use this one, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guardian Angel! That's probably not good. Oni are probably pretty wise.
Bless is D4 to attack and saving throws?
Yeah.
Cool. That's fine.
Yes, con 60 foot, 1 action, enchantment. Okay, the rest of this is correct. I don't know much about them. This might just be time for a straight up murder.
Yeah.
Power word kill.
Let me anime scream real quick.
I'd like to introduce you guys to my patron, this Oni.
This okay.
Bring down Sirik, start arm wrestling.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be.
If you're bringing Sirik, then I'm gonna definitely bring my deity.
Is there a convenient way to roll initiative
Have you put that little wing symbol on for the bless?
Yeah. You just it's the
Yeah.
circular one scrolled all the way down. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got those really cool, like the physical rings with the words on them that Critical Role use.
Oh, those are nice.
I've got my mini in front of me. I'm just putting rings on him.
Nice. Two familiars.
Is Panoptes a legacy character for you then? Have you played him across other campaigns?
No, this is the first time. I just have miniatures for everything. I've got hundreds of them.
Oh, that's sweet.
And a few characters that I've really wanted to play, I've painted up and everything,
Nice.
as well as the guys I DM for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And my kitchen table is covered in dinosaurs right now.
That won't be helpful to our crew.
And we are back.
When I heard him start talking and like at the same time Imra would have cast Bless, could I have begun a rage?
Sure.
Sweet.
And Talai, I'm going to give you this. You don't even have to roll history for this. You know of the Oni.
Right.
The Oni, like they are what your nightmares are made of.
Sure.
They are evil and vicious, and like you are told, like you have never seen an Oni, but like this is what your clan told you to scare you straight when you were a child. The Oni is going to come and get you.
Other than Vanua. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially as you grow up, like Vanua became, it's like, oh, you understood Vanua, like it's hardship to make you stronger. Oni are just evil. They just want to hurt. They are shape-shifting giant, like they are as close to demons as you can get while being a giant. Like,
Sure. Okay.
Yay.
Assuming we have time to have a discussion to this effect, Esva's going to quickly turn to Talai. Are they particularly wise?
Would I know?
above
don't think so.
average.
Yeah, they're fine. I don't think they're I don't think they're great thinkers.
Yeah,
per se.
let's stop it. I'm going to hit him with hit insinuation.
What is
Ooh.
this?
Ooh, that was a bad roll. Yes, it is incapacitated as you begin enchanting it with just conflicting desires. You see it just go into a rage, clutching its head and screaming. Oh, there's a wolf.
Terrible.
Sorry, I'm grabbing that intentionally. And Wolf fell.
Oh,
is going to charge at it after having done that.
Alright.
Hmm.
It is the Oni's
Oni.
turn. It is incapacitated, so it takes 12. Oh, wait, no, not 12 damage.
1d12.
1d12.
I don't mind
Mike.
permanent max rolls for this already absurd ability.
That sounds fine.
Takes 8 damage and makes another wisdom saving throw. What's your spell save DC?
I need to check that really quick. I think it's 13.
And you hear it shriek as it stomps on the ground, raising its glaive and glaring at you, Wolfville. The spell has ended. Panoptes, it's your turn.
With the last bit of my detect magic, do I see anything on it?
In terms of magical items, no, but it like
Sure.
you can tell it is a spellcaster. Like it just came out of invisibility. Like
Yeah, fine. I've got some options.
What the fuck? A 60-foot cone? That's so big.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Cone, 60 feet. What the fuck?
We're gonna die.
I
We're
look
gonna
at
yeah,
that.
die.
Can you see this cone I'm measuring right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Dear Lord.
Would you mind adding the villagers to the initiative just so they have a chance to not get caught in the cone?
Yes, they'll have like a shared initiative. Oh, I just realized that. Yeah, they obviously don't. I didn't make them.
Okay.
Oh.
I am for now. I'm gonna get to.
Oh, 15.
Can I get to this square? No. I can get to there, can't I? Let's go. I'll go for there. Oh, that's not dragon. That's not dragon. It's alright, still getting used to the old controls.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. So coming up the stairway. Oh, you know what? I am going to make my full move to that corner.
Sure.
Oh, it's no longer incapacitated, so I've got an action. Now's the time. Peering at it, kind of bearing down with the glaive ready. You just hear me scream from my real voice as necrotic wings sprout from my back and I unleash my necrotic shroud. So within 10 feet, it's going to be frightened of me. If it fails a charisma saving throw.
Charisma. What's your spell save DC?
It's specific to. Oh no, it's the same because it uses my own charisma, so that's 14.
It saves.
Yeah, never mind. But still, I have other benefits from that. But that was an action. I don't think I've got a bonus I can do. Nope, that's it for me. Thank you. I'm now necrotically winged up, but it's not afraid of me.
Yeah. They begin kind of hiding in bushes. This one jumps off into this pool. They're not here to fight. Talai, it is your turn.
Okay. So I'd like to move to here.
Sure.
A shark in that pool.
And would this be technically within melee range for me?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to make a reckless attack.
Oh yeah, the only kind of attack.
It's true. With my flail. Does 26 hit?
Yeah.
Sweet. And then it will be
Yeah.
1d12 plus 4 plus.
Because you are
2.
raging, right? You specified that
Yes,
already?
I am raging. Yeah, I just gotta find the damage. Oh, I just gotta click on the name. Duh. 15 plus 2 is 17, and then I would also like to Divine Smite it, because that is not a spell.
Yes.
There it is.
Smite, smite, smite.
Smite.
Spell slots.
which-
You mean smite slots?
Yeah.
Will still
Oh,
doesn't know
love
what our
paladins.
classes are.
Second level.
No one tell Will.
2d8, an additional 2d8. So it's at 17 right now.
2d8.
Damn. 8. So 25 damage.
Tell me about it, Talai. Tell me about your giant flail.
What do you mean?
Like, what does it look like when you smite this Oni?
Oh, I think it should be slightly representative of my deity and natural disasters. So at first I was thinking it was going to be like lightning strikes, but we're in a cave. So I don't know. What would it be in this cave?
Rocks.
Rocks.
A rock falls
Yeah,
from
like
the
it-
ceiling.
Yeah,
Or
I
maybe-
do
maybe
like
it's-
the idea of the natural disasters. So like in this cave, like it'll take what it has in its surroundings, and it
maybe
causes
like a earthbender pillar comes
Mhm.
up and just slams him in the nuts.
like I was gonna say, like you take your flail and just strike across it for the 17 damage, and it lets out this thunderous boom, and you feel the entire cave shake for a moment as this stalactite falls down and pierces through one of the Oni's legs for an additional 8
Aha.
damage.
Take that, punk.
Raven.
That is my turn.
Definitely a raven. What's it gonna do?
Definitely a raven. Sorry, I need to reread this ability because there are limitations to what I can and can't do with its action. An axe on its own turn cannot attack, can take other actions as well. So it is going to. Come here and prepare the help action? Is that a thing?
I'll give it to you.
Okay, yeah, we'll prepare the help action for Wolfell's turn.
Sure.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, and we'll figure out what that looks like on your turn. Imra, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm going to move over. Oh, jeez, that's bad. Nope, not right there. Right here-ish. If I can. This is just. How did I do this before? With a trackpad. It moves the map. I pick up my thing and it moves the map. But I'm right here.
Okay. There you go.
And I'm going to cast a 3rd level spiritual weapon. Wait, no. I have to do 4th to get an extra d8, right?
Not sure.
Let me check.
Oh, you're the spear, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Jesus.
4th level. Because it's every 2 levels. So that costs a lot of points. That's 6. And so that's a 17. Does that hit?
Let me double check. Yes.
Alright, let's hope this works and does it right.
Isn't it? So it does 12 force damage plus an additional 2d8 because it's 4th level.
Wait,
Is that right?
2d8? No, it should just be. It should be 2d8 for being 4th level, because it's every 2 levels up you get another d8. So it's 2d8 plus
Okay,
4.
so I think I'm going to take the top one, because that's 2d8, and then I'll add plus 4 from your wisdom. So you did 14 damage to it.
That's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
And then Firebolt.
That hits.
Two ones. 2 1s.
Wolfville, it is your turn.
Actually, I think I've changed my mind about what I'm going to do next. It's Raven's turn. Which is that I'm going to loop around to this. Actually, I can go all the way around. I don't need to be next to my Raven because I already have advantage on these, and that's what I had forgotten. I'm going to stand here, and I am going to hold my action, intending to attack either when the Oni moves from the spot, or when it finishes its action.
Okay, and with that is the Oni's turn. And the Oni looks straight at you, Talai, and says, Dobry Tsikusk Miraki, which means good try, little one. As you see the wound in its leg from their smite heal up completely.
Yeah.
And it swings at you, Wolfell.
Excellent.
What's your AC?
Direwolf has AC 14.
Then it hits you 2 times for 33 slashing damage.
Wolfell is at 4.
Damn.
Yikes.
That's fine.
I know,
Even
but
my HP.
it doesn't bode well for the rest of us.
Not all of us just can just turn into something that gives us 37 free HP.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm not a warlock or druid.
And
And
it's
now that it
yeah.
has acted, I will take my attack, which is with advantage. I don't know how to get advantage on this sheet. That's fine. I'll just tap it twice if I need
yeah,
to.
that's fine.
Oh,
Oh,
there it is.
you have advantage.
So I can give you a 19 plus.
You have blessed as well.
Yeah, you get a d4.
So you got a 20, dirty 20. Yes, that hits.
How do I? Is that it? There it is. For 12 piercing damage, and
dang.
it needs to succeed on a strength saving throw.
DC
Oh, this could be
13.
amazing.
You knock him back and he falls prone.
Oh,
That's why I waited for his turn to be over.
that's a game changer.
I don't have to recklessly attack anymore. I can just attack.
So Penalties, it is your turn.
Sure. Can I take the same slot that this weapon is in, or can I just duck underneath it?
You can bump it over if you want.
Sure. Yeah. Just so, like on the map, it looks like I'm a step below, and I would not want to fight like that. So with the melee attack, I have advantage if he's on the floor. like
Correct.
this? Okay. The glaive's coming into it, and I can attack twice with the glaive because I have thirsting blade. So what I'm going to do is attack twice with the blade. And
All right.
with advantage, first one, and I'll add a d4 as well.
That's a
Okay.
That's a crit.
Should I just not bother with the d4? Oh,
yeah,
hang
you
on.
do.
Oh, that's a 20.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah,
how
so-
fun.
So yeah, the D4 literally doesn't matter. No, you
Yeah.
hit and crit.
So
So if you just click on Pact Glaive in the chat, it'll roll the damage for you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I see that.
And then don't you just add another, isn't what we're doing, just another dice?
Well, shouldn't it? I
It
think it does that.
it automatically does the crit damage.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
cool.
it added that
and
extra
add another
D10.
5 points of necrotic damage to that
Okay.
from my necrotic shroud.
Sounds good.
So that's 25 points, I think. Unless he's resistant to any of that.
Mm,
Although it does count as magical slashing.
good to
It
know.
only rolled 1d10. Is it just giving the max value on the damage
No,
dice? for
that
everybody?
plus 7 is another d10.
Oh, I see. You're correct.
Yeah.
No.
So it's the 1d10 plus 3 is his regular damage, and then that plus 7 is from the additional d10 crit.
And then another 5 from my shroud.
And then another 5 from your shroud.
We'll do that again, thanks. Bosh.
Roll again, baby!
And,
He didn't even need the prone.
and there's my d4 for the bless.
That hits.
23.
Lovely. This will just be standard damage, no extra necrotic, because that's once a turn.
Yep.
Lovely. And as I'm doing this, I'm just like roar from the throat.
It's terrifying.
Mhm.
Yeah, my eyes don't look blind anymore. They are like glowing black. It's like shadow is seeping out of them right now.
I'm sure
Uh,
he's fine.
These humans are having a bad time. Talai, it is your turn.
I'm gonna do it again.
Alright, they're goofy.
Not recklessly, just an attack. 26 plus stuff to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Okay, cool. I'll leave it at 13.
Alright. Hits for 13 damage.
Oh, that's actually +2. That's 15 because I'm
Plus
raging.
2. Oh,
You get 2. Oh, wait, no, you're not level 5.
not a level 5
Never mind.
barbarian.
I'm not a level 5 barbarian.
No extra attacks.
It is Raven.
Raven is going to move by Wolfbell and actually prepare the help action this time.
Alright. Imra.
Alright, so we're gonna spiritual weapon again. Straight off the bat.
It does have advantage.
Okay.
So just do it
Spiritual
again.
weapon is a melee. Oh, sorry, the spirit weapon.
It's melee.
Yeah, so, yeah, 25 hits.
Oh, no crit.
4. So it's 12.
So 16.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wait. Yeah, 16.
It's 19.
No.
12 and
No,
7.
no, no.
No, it's not rolling it correctly. So we're doing
Yeah, I
it's
don't
the
know what
top
that
one
is.
plus wisdom, which is 4.
It's just rolling another d8 plus 4, but it's also rolling 2 d8s at the top. It's really weird.
Yeah, I'll look at it this week. I'm
Yeah.
sure I can find a way to fix that.
Oh, that
I
is
don't know.
curious.
I just dragged that one in, so I feel like it should work,
Yeah.
but I don't know. And then I'm gonna do Frostbite. So that's a DC 15 con save.
DC 15 con save.
2 damage, come on.
I better pay +9 to con saves.
Plus 9?
+9. What's your spell save DC?
15.
Didn't save.
Didn't save?
No.
Alright, that's
9.
10. And he gets disadvantage on his next attack.
Mhm. All right. Esvel.
Wolfbell is going to grapple the creature with the help of the Raven.
All right. So make a athletics roll, I believe, with advantage.
And I don't believe I have proficiency on athletics. That won't carry over, but I will use my creature's strength. So that is 1 ping, and that is 2 pings. Oh, sorry, no, just the 1.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
it's
you successfully grapple it.
And Wolfvel's wounds will begin to stitch together by virtue of combat wild shape. Right. So I'm going to acquire 2d8 worth of health. Could be worse. And as while holding on to I suppose it's the throat or something equivalent, the Raven will quark something to the effect of nice trick that.
It'll be piss. And it gives. I don't know if you've zoomed in on this Oni. Like the face he has.
Enhance.
Yes. Here, I'll put it in the Discord. Yeah. So this is what's staring at you, Wolfvel. As he says that,
Oh, nice.
and you see him begin to disappear into a kind of form of smoke as he reappears in front of all of you.
Is that the skull?
I assume it's Misty Step.
No, it's a innate thing.
Okay.
No spell required. As he is now in his true form, this kind of just essentially shadow still holding onto his glaive as he roars. And I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
What is this for?
Magic.
So.
see you and I counterspell.
Oh, give me that counter spell.
Counter spell, yes.
Level-
Oh,
Third level spells, as all my spells are.
Counter spell. Fourth level or higher. You need to make
so
an
was a
ability
nat one
check.
concept.
Okay. Make a ability check using your spellcasting modifier.
So just the +3 from charisma.
So
isn't it?
D20 plus 3. This
Wait,
is
would he get his spell attack? Or
no,
just
it's just
Okay.
spellcasting ability.
Oh, sorry, I had advantage on. But you can take that first
Yeah.
one, which is the 7.
That
Alright, well, in that.
that does not counter spell it.
Sorry.
In that case, I'm going to cast Absorb Elements as a reaction so I don't die.
You might.
Oh, sorry, that was the wrong spell block.
Okay, so
It should
Assuming
be
this does
Panoptis, I still need a Constitution saving throw from you. Okay,
There
perfect.
you go. Oh, lovely.
So Talai and Panoptis and Esvel pass. Imra obviously does not. So, you gain resistance to it.
Yeah, so I take half.
Yeah. So you.
Anyway.
So basically, you're all going to take half. So you all take 19 cold damage.
Oh my god.
Good thing I did that, because I would be dead.
Yeah. 19. Oh, what's that left?
Being adapted to cold climates and high altitudes isn't helping me here, is it?
No.
Oh, that's a
Uh,
quick move.
Okay.
Is it still
I'm
up?
gonna spend my reaction and do my Goliath thing,
Sure. Sure.
and reduce the damage.
Can you
which
remind
is-
me how much damage that was?
19 cold damage.
So that is 9 damage. My Raven has 1 health.
God,
Oh dang. Oh, that's rough.
God, dang it.
Raven has 20 health.
No, it is 10.
What?
My Raven has resistance to cold.
Oh, nice.
You remember how it's definitely a human?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely an Raven.
Well, it was 39 damage. Oh no,
Right.
Oh, Raven did pass, so yeah, it's half of half. So yeah, no, it took 9 damage.
Sturdy broken Raven.
And Panoptis, it is your turn. As this,
Okay, isn't standing again?
it's upright. It doesn't really have legs anymore.
Sure. So not prone, basically.
Yeah.
Oh. Second level, 26 reach. No, I think I'm gonna crack on with the glaive. I was just looking at other spells, but warlocks are not designed for multiple spell use. And I'm thinking counter spell might save our bacon potentially. So let's save that. Going in with another couple of pack glaives at normal rolls with a D4. 15.
No, you do not hit.
Second attack.
You do hit.
Yay.
4 damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. We are just full of ones.
Yeah. I did 33 points last turn. Down to 4.
Talai, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna recklessly attack. Big surprise.
Oh, I add 5 from my necrotic shroud as well.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it counted because it was your second attack. But sounds good.
I'll check that now.
It's just once per turn for that ASMR thing.
Sure.
I've
Talai.
played an ASMR before.
Yeah,
Um,
whenever I deal damage, I can add that once a turn. It's not like
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
to an attack.
Sounds good. Reckless. You hit.
25 plus stuff.
Oh, actually, before I forget, Imra, make a Constitution saving throw for a concentration check.
Oh, yeah, kind concentration. So half that is 9.
So it's still DC 10.
Yeah. Nope.
Oh,
Oh,
no more
Bless it.
bless.
so just 25 then.
Yeah, just 25. That still hits.
Hashtag unblessed.
While I'm thinking about it. Okay. And my damage 12 plus 2, 14.
All right.
Gotta stay ahead of that 12 HP curve, or 10 HP curve that this Oni has.
10 HP. Why would it be that? Raven.
And so the Raven, so the Oni is both here, currently upright, and misty, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Not quite a It's let's see if I like a very thick cloud. Like it seems almost like a bubble bath. It's like even though you can put your hand through it, you could still grab it and like
I
hold
assume I
onto it.
can't just shape water it to death.
No, it's not. It's
Does he
not
still have
actually
love?
made of mist.
Covering my bases.
Like it looks like it's made of shadows, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You have shape shadows.
I forgot to prep it.
I did actually true. No, I do have fog cloud. I can just make more of him.
That seems like a bad idea.
Don't give Asvel any ideas.
You got that druid spell smoke writing.
I'm going to cast Armor of
Good.
Agathis at 2nd level,
All right.
which is... Do I have a thing set up for this? Probably not. No.
10 temporary HP.
Oh, is it just a flat number? Neat.
Yeah. It's just 5 per level.
And because of what I'm about to do, I'm not actually going to throw that on the board on her, because I'm going to do that here. And oh, sorry, so this will be, what's the max HP for this bad boy? Is 37.
Bear,
So
bear, bear.
Actually, that's a really good point. Bear would
Bear.
be
That's a good point.
Bear is
Oh
always
no, the
better.
dire wolf's better for this.
Oh yeah, no, dire wolf is almost always the better choice. Bear's just more fun. Because then you're a bear.
Dire wolf is 37 tankiness, 47 health, so that saves. And this is Agathis wolf, now standing in front of the Oni. Sorry, this is Raven's turn. What the hell am I doing?
Yeah,
Getting ahead of myself, I apologize.
we'll get there soon.
That is going to happen in a turn. I won't waste anyone's time on my turn with it. The Raven is going to take the disengage action and fly towards the back of the...
I don't want to cast for another hour. I'm gonna keep this thing alive.
Yeah, so just gonna fly straight up out of the tunnel. There's not enough room on the board to do that, so I'm gonna block him over there. That's cool.
Sure.
Covers 50 feet.
Imra.
Imra. What's it gonna...
And then that spell.
No blast. Well, we're gonna do spiritual weapon for sure.
Oh yeah, big hit. Spiritual weapon has been rolling real good.
Hell yeah. So that's 5 plus 2 plus 4 is 11 plus 3 cold damage from absorb elements.
What was the direction of that cold damage that we all took, by the way?
Kind of. Oh, what's is radial the right word? Like it kind of exploded out of it.
Just into the entire place.
Yeah.
Got it.
Are those humans still?
Yeah, they were far enough away. They're hiding.
Yeah.
Just to
Does
make
absorb
this not based on
elements
track.
work with spiritual weapon?
It's a melee attack.
I don't know about that.
I
Well,
looked it up, and the forum said it would work.
okay. We'll work it for now. I'm gonna look into that
Believe-
more.
All right, I believe the people on the
melee
internet.
spell attacks are a subset of melee attack. So.
Yeah, it just says melee. It doesn't say melee weapon attack in the spell. It just says melee attack. I don't
But
know.
yeah, you still have an action.
Yeah. That's the tricky part. Yeah.
So loud.
Nudge that microphone for me.
Let's see, what am I gonna do? Just for funsies, I'm going to do this. Chaos Bolt.
That
And
hits.
let me
Oh no.
pull up the table real quick.
Okay.
No, it's just damage type, it's fine.
I was worried about it bouncing.
Is that 2 8s? No, it's not.
No. When I saw the 16, for some reason I thought it was 8 and
Yeah.
8. I was like, oh god.
We're all dead.
I'm gonna make it do psychic damage.
All right.
Playing a wild magic sorcerer who is an Izzet in another campaign.
Ooh.
I have much
Yeah.
experience with Chaos Bolt fucking up my party.
Oh, wild magic, man.
That is my dwarf guy I took to Adventurers League just Chaos Bolt all the way. I made a zombie Tyrannosaurus fly.
Right. I was gonna Guiding Bolt, but Chaos Bolt's just more fun.
All right, yeah, you hit and did psychic damage.
Mm-hmm.
And Wolfell, you do that thing.
The thing. And howl at the guy for good measure.
All right. Yeah, let's make some attack rolls. It first swings at you, Talai, but misses.
Ha!
Oh, what's your AC again? Double check. Yeah, it misses somehow. 14 AC. Oh wait, you reckless attack, didn't you?
Yes. Dang
Then it does hit you for 15 slashing damage.
So 7 or 8.
7. And then it
Nice.
swings at you, Esvel, and hits you for 16 slashing damage, and gets hit for 10 cold damage as you from your armor.
Which puts me down to 31.
It's looking pretty injured. Quite possible, especially if you roll well enough. You expect you'll be able to finish them off. And Panoptes, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna take a bit of a risk. I'm gonna cast up to level. Yeah, I cast everything at level 3, so that's fine. Dissonant Whispers. I'll just click the.
Oh yeah, give it to me.
Oh, it didn't.
Yeah, never mind. Oh no, I know what it's doing. It's asking you what level you want to cast it at. Like if you minimize your character sheet, it'll all be behind there.
Oh yeah, I've got it. Thanks.
I don't know why that doesn't pop up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom saving
Wisdom
throw.
save, DC 14. And I'm hoping if it runs away, we can all get opportunity attacks. That's my plan.
Wisdom. Yeah, no, 3. Give me that 3d6.
Sweet. It's going to be 5d6, isn't it, at level?
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Is there a way of me clicking that so it
Wow.
also does it?
Dissonant.
You might just have to do /roll 5d6.
Dissonant Whispers is a first level enchantment? What?
Yeah. And I'll just double check.
How does a first level spell do 3d6 psychic damage?
Yeah.
Just so you know, this won't actually give us opportunity attacks because he uses
Oh, he's
runs
full,
away on a
isn't he?
reaction.
Yeah, true. Okay, well, 5d6 coming up.
Yeah. 5d6.
It means we can move away from him if we need to.
Yeah. And he... Yeah, you whisper a discordant melody that
All
only
he's
the
hearing is...
and you see his shadowy form kind of move further to the entrance of the cave. And humans, they kind of step out and start like, yeah, go team. Talai, it is your turn.
I'm gonna just enrage run at him still. And he looks pretty worse for wear, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, add for my necrotic as well.
Oh, an additional 4?
5. I'm level 5, so it's 5 damage necrotic.
There we go.
Lovely.
I am. Oh, do I do that or do I just hit him with a reckless attack? Yeah, screw it. Okay. Talai kind of holds his flail in a weird but kind of familiar way to what you guys have seen, and kind of pulls back a mechanical lever, and a trigger pops out of the bottom of the handle, and he screams in giant at this Oni and pulls the trigger and blasts him in the face with a DC 10 shotgun.
Ooh. For
Oh
one
my God, one
piercing damage.
Damn it.
Oh, you know, if you didn't give it an epic description, you would have rolled better.
Yeah, probably. I have to roll a 1d20 to see if it jams as well.
It saved, so it takes no damage. And now roll a d20, and it jams. You take your mace, fire it. You hear a click, and then nothing.
Yeah, that's all I got, I think.
Raven is Raven just gone, Esvel?
I mean, right now the Raven's gonna pop back into the room just to make the same exact noise that Talai did in Giantish.
Wah wah.
So, I have a question. So, with my great weapon fighting, when I roll a 1 or 2 on a damage die for an attack you make with a melee weapon that you are wielding with 2 hands, I made an attack. It doesn't specify melee attack, and this doesn't matter in this because the gun jammed, but in the future, would I be able to reroll that 1 or 2 because it was a 2-handed weapon that I made an attack with?
No.
Isn't that damage rolls?
Yeah, he rolled a 1 on his damage roll. No, great weapon fighting does not apply to your firearm.
But it's okay. But
Great.
okay, that's my turn. Cool.
All right, Imra.
Let's see, what's the speed on my weapon? 20 feet, right?
Probably, it can make it.
Alright, well, I will do that.
Oh!
Does not
Finally.
hit. Finally, it doesn't hit. And then, let me see how many points I have left. Alright, you know, we're gonna go for it. I'm going to Guiding Bolt. That hits.
Hits.
Let me find the points. At 3rd level. 19 radiant damage.
Oh, it didn't like that.
I'm mad, I missed. And that's 120. I'll come up to the edge of this little outcropping here.
If you had done that in the other order, you might not have missed.
Wolfville.
Wolfville? You mean Esvel, right? Going to shift back, or does that take my bonus action?
That is a bonus action, I believe.
Oh, that's still
Let's
fine.
double check.
I'm pretty sure I'll ping Wild Shape just so I can read it. It's.
I regret it.
Reveals a novel.
Yeah, bonus action on your turn.
That's what I thought. Perfect.
Yeah. Or if you die.
And then we'll take, seeing the glimmering guiding bolt and feeling way too tempted by it, I'm gonna fire an Eldritch Blast. Sorry, I
Eldritch
mean, I'm going
blast.
to shoot some water at it.
A human blast.
Human blast. Oh, shoot, this didn't actually matter.
Human.
Yeah,
De-
human blast.
Definitely a human blast. You hit?
It's an 18 and a 19. Do those both hit?
Yes.
Okay. For 12 and 11 force damage.
Oh god. Warlocks.
Warlocks, man. Yeah, it gets hit again. It's looking in very bad shape at this point.
And I'm going to try to reposition. Is this cliff far down enough that I think I would be safe if he used that radial burst attack again?
Which cliff? Yes.
Get perfect, then I'm going to hop down here.
Yeah. The Oni looks directly at you, Talai. Oh, one sec.
What's up?
Oh shoot, I actually had advantage on one of those. Do you mind if I roll one more attack just to see if it's a net 20?
Sure. No.
Oh.
No, it's not.
Uvid me si britzi Goliath. Which means we will see you soon, Goliath. And you see him disappear in front of you.
Can I swing my mace in the space that he was in?
He's not there.
Damn it.
And does my raven feel it try to pass?
Yes.
Who is also invisible?
Mm-hmm.
Do they bump into one another?
I guess so.
Can I prevent it from leaving?
No.
Do I see any magical trace?
Your Raven says, or hears a voice say, "Promite." Yes, you see a magical trace leaving the cavern.
As it goes, can I just launch off, like I was kind of next in the order, just launch some Eldritch Blast down that corridor?
Yes.
You kill the raven.
You hit the Raven and it's dead. No.
That's going to be disadvantage?
100%.
Yes.
If I could give you double disadvantage, I would.
Oh,
Oops, sorry.
I hate that it does that. I need to set mine to also just be attack rolls.
Yeah.
You can set that.
Yeah.
How do I do it then? Sorry.
It should be here. Let me open up your. It should be on Eldritch Blast. We can change it so instead of spell card, it's an attack. But we'll set that up later. If you just go to your core page, well, it's not there.
And if you have Agonizing Blast or similar, remember that you'll need to manually add those on.
Yeah, okay.
I could just manually roll it if you want.
Attack. It's a ranged. It's 1d10 force damage, right?
Yes.
Do you have the thing that adds charisma to it?
No, it's just plain
Fair
D10,
enough.
but I get 2 shots of it at level 5.
That will work. Try clicking on it now.
Thank you very much.
Oof!
ooh.
Should be disadvantage. That was the first one, misses, obviously.
And the second.
And then
The second one
which
misses.
also-
Yeah, no, you just hear them kind of crash off of the walls.
Yeah.
Can we pursue?
Yes, but it was moving very quickly. You expect you will not be able to catch up, especially, the humans for sure will not be able to keep up.
Could I keep up using? Can I keep? No, that's.
And
Double
especially,
side buttons, right?
I should say, Panoptes currently is the only one who has been able to track it while invisible with his detect
What I
magic.
am hoping to do is to find it again in the corridor, since my raven did bump into it, and use one of the raven's attacks on it.
Sure, yeah, you send your Raven forward to try and basically just run into it, essentially, right?
Yes.
Give me just straight up d20. No, it is unable to find the Oni.
I'm gonna go try and round up these guys,
We need to
the four
go. Yeah,
brothers, and
it said it was
tell
coming
them
back.
that we need to leave immediately.
I am going to book after it as fast as I can, and while casting detect magic.
Yeah.
I'll do the same. I'll join in that.
Yeah, so the four humans come and like huddle around you, Imra. Like they, after the shock of this experience, they are following orders. They don't want to put up a fuss. If you say they need to leave, they are going to leave.
We need to leave. He will be back if we don't. And
Go ahead.
I don't think we could fight him again. At least not right now. We need to find somewhere safe.
Yes, I suppose so. Thank you.
Right. Of course. It was...
And he reaches into his bag, and this was something we were working on before we escaped. We brought us with it, couldn't bear to part with it, but we want you to have it. It's not much, but a gift. And he holds out a pair of leather shoes, like kind of like little, like just over ankle high, like walking, like adventuring boots. It seems like just like gorgeous, every stitch in place.
I will take them gladly. Thank you so much. Alright, let's hustle. Can you guys see, or should I...
They grab logs from the fire to like use as torches.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about
Alright.
them seeing.
I will huddle them, corral them out of there.
Talai, are you staying with humans, or are you chasing as well?
Seeing Asvel and Panoptes run after, he runs behind them as well.
Alright, and I'll stay back with the humans and try and guide them out of here.
All right. So the three of you that are running, give me a survival roll.
Come on, Asvel, bring it home. Ah.
Yes. As you wind through this cavern, you are having a hard time. You can tell the magic trail you are following is getting fainter. It seems to be out of your reach, and eventually you break out of the cave and into the kind of outer hills. You're briefly blinded by the bright flash of light from the sun, but you quickly become accustomed to it. And when you do, you see in the distance giants, and they are marching back towards the mountain. You are running out of time.
My wings have curled back in by this stage.
Like, you're quite, like, you know, like, it's going to be at least an hour before they get here. Like, you can see quite far from your vantage point.
Sure. And how long was it for us to run back in there and try and get Imra, like if we ran the same speed?
Like, you would definitely be able to get Imra out in time.
Yeah, we're hustling as fast as we can.
Going to send my Raven towards that group while staying with our party. The Raven can fly at 50 feet and will be, going as fast as it can. With the goal eventually of invisibly, when the Oni pops back up, presumably to report to these people, stabbing it.
Yes, so Imra, you catch up with the rest of the group at the mouth of the cave by the time Esfel's Raven gets to the kind of that main party you see marching towards you. I should say, you can't tell if it's marching towards you or just the mountains in general, but that doesn't seem worth taking a risk on.
Right.
And so the Raven has reached the main party, and you do not see the Oni, but you hear them talking to each other about how, they have already been warned by the Oni, they're here on his orders, who has gone back to kind of the main base in Largrasis.
Then we'll send the Raven to Largrasis while communicating that this is happening to the rest of the party and that we need to move. Also, where did we leave our cart?
A little while away, like once you hit kind of the rocky foothills, you kind of ditched it.
Are animals gonna get eaten by giants?
Maybe.
Most likely, but I bought them, so it's fine.
Do you want to head back to the cart?
What were they, Binky and something?
And Winkle.
Binky and Winkle.
Is the cart in the path of the giants?
No, you heading to the cart will be in the opposite direction. You will be able to.
Well, then,
avoid them.
yes.
Oh yeah, we'll
to the
head
cart.
back to the cart in that case.
You get back to the cart, and Pinky and Winkle are still there. Plinky? I think Plinky.
Binky.
Binky.
Like the thing kids teeth on.
Binky and Winkle. You left them untied because you didn't want them to be stuck if giants did come by, but they seem to have stuck around. Everything seems safe. And it's at this point, Esvel, you kind of get a ping from your Raven.
I will look through its eyes.
And here, we'll switch over here.
And incidentally, I don't know how that specifically works, because this is not the same thing as find familiar. I'm not positive that I go blind when I'm doing that.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter for what we're doing here.
Oh, never mind. I can't. I have to use the same ones. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Hang on.
So you find yourself in what seems to be or your familiar find itself in what seems to be a large theater. It has tracked down that this is kind of where the main giants have been congregating. And it's at this point you see the Oni standing kind of on the main stage looking around.
How injured does he look?
He seems to have regenerated a fair amount since your battle.
Okay. I'm just going to have my Raven stand watch, and I will communicate that this is happening and that I don't think I can kill him from here.
Yeah. And the Oni kind of walks to the center stage and begins talking towards kind of the back of the stage, which is still more shrouded in darkness. We seem to...
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
You say shrouded in darkness, I can see in dark.
Yeah, your Raven is still... this is what I'm imagining your Raven is... Where's Raven? Ooh, wrong layer? Yeah.
Since the Raven isn't visible, I feel comfortable getting a little closer.
Okay, wherever you want to move it.
Yeah. Something like this on one of the pews.
Yeah. It seems there's some adventurers that may be a disruption to you. Among them even is a Goliath. I know you've missed them so much. And out of the darkness, you see a Goliath step out.
God damn it.
Another Goliath. That brings me nothing. I have no worry that we will still be able to complete what we came here for. And
Esfel doesn't recognize this Goliath. It doesn't look familiar at all.
no.
No. Okay.
I mean, but I know that it was mentioned that you are an old friend. I am relaying this to you. Particularly given what you've said to us in the past.
The reason why I'm asking if Esfel, do you understand why I'm asking why Esfel might recognize the Goliath?
I do
Vic?
Yes, but
Okay.
no, they
Okay,
do,
and
they do
she
not.
still doesn't. Okay.
Yeah. I have no worry that we will still be able to complete our goal. And with that, he kind of takes his... unsheathes his broadsword and kind of hits it against the ground with a large thwack. And Esvel, you feel stomps coming from all directions. As suddenly, around the balconies, you see 4 storm giants appear. Fully kitted out for combat, ready to serve their master in any way he sees fit. Let them come. At which point he throws his broadsword, killing your raven instantly.
Having perceived it. Interesting. And the raven doesn't have a chance to dodge, because I would like the chance to taunt.
No, it was an attack roll.
Okay.
And with that, you go blind. Or, you lose your vision and you're back at the carts now.
So these giants were coming from the city? Or
Yes.
from the mountains? Okay.
Yeah, you saw giants coming from Largrasis heading to the Arhouse Mountains, you expect because of your interference.
I think we, well, obviously need to get out of here for now. Seems the only real direction we could go would be north. So
And
we're on
Talai can fill us in on our course of action as we go.
we could go up to Al Rafir, the only other large city. Although I don't know if we need to. But the forest may be easier for us to hide in than the mountains.
I would have passed through El Rafir and Turku and Ashid when I was in my lore.
Yeah.
Do I remember anything about El Rafir?
Al Rafir, it's a border town between Gilgar and the Boscovent Woods. It's kind of a neutral territory between the people of Gilgar and the elves of the Boscovent Woods. Fairly large town. They were, when you passed through, they were big on enchantment. They liked,
Sure.
Gilgar liked the sorcery and the spell casting and the such. Al Rafir is more of an enchantment town. They had access to the Arhouse Mountains quite close, so they enjoyed looking for special minerals and such to enchant mundane items and martial weapons and the such. It's definitely a safe town. You would be welcome there. You doubt you would find other Goliaths there, but you expect that the people of Al Rafir have seen Goliaths before. You won't be able to
Sure.
place.
Well, at the very least, we could take our 4 refugees and send them that way, maybe. For now.
We also need a way to meet up with Will.
Yes, we do.
We need a location for that.
Speaking of, Can I buy 10 more gold of incense off of you, Imra?
You sure can. That's all I have, though.
And whenever we deem that we are at a safe spot, or as we're moving, if I can do this in the cart, I will begin summoning familiar again, and I need to think about what form, but that's going to be a thing that is happening.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if we go to Al Rafir and have Will meet us there.
I think it might be a good place to regroup. I mean, how long would it take?
Al
First.
Rafir, about 3 days' ride,
Okay.
assuming no problems.
Hmm.
Or we just go a day's ride northwest into the woods. But that's a lot more dangerous, and that's going to be very hard for Will to find us.
You are certain this course of action is worth delaying arriving in Gilgar?
I think I would not feel okay leaving that city to be ransacked and run by Goliaths and giants. And they said they had a purpose, right? That cannot be good.
Well, if you come south and you take a town as your base of operations and start talking ominously about your plans while taking a bunch of humans captive...
Seems fairly dangerous to me.
Well, I'm trying to figure out whether it's some weird demonic nonsense or whether they're trying to get a foothold to attack Gilgar and or Joyce Harbour. I mean, they have established themselves firmly in the middle of any sort of trading route.
I don't know.
The other option would be to go to Gilgar, but I don't know.
We don't even know the state of that city at the moment.
Right.
Actually, that's not entirely true. I have seen how it's doing not too long ago, but point stands.
As I look around at everyone's sort of cold burns from that attack, I kind of just say, I apologize. I could not stop it in time.
We also
None of us could.
It's expected.
I saw him cast. I should have been quicker.
Don't worry about it. Shit happens, man.
We're all expecting.
I am not worried to lie. I am merely apologizing.
Talia'll just nod.
Mm-hmm.
I smile.
Cool. Head north.
You can also, if you, I don't want to tell you where to go, but you could also head south to find Will if you wanted.
Will would have been this area, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere?
Yeah. About a day from Largrasis.
Do we still have that second familiar thing heading that way, or was that cancelled?
No, it was killed.
Yeah, you can only have one familiar at a time. So when I summoned the
Right, yeah.
the imp, the sprite was no longer with us.
Well, Will would have to go by and around Largrasis.
To get to Arafir.
Yes.
He must be made aware of the danger.
Definitely.
Or we could go join him more immediately. We need to get these particular refugees up to Al Rafir. But I don't know that by any means they're the only ones. And
They might be the only ones we can help right now, though.
Sure. Point being that our course of action does not necessarily need to take us north.
We just need to take them somewhere safe. We could put them on their way to Joyce Harbor as well.
The road here was relatively quiet.
Mm.
Yeah, what if we head south to meet up with Will and put them on the road to Joyce Harbor?
Yeah, I guess I'll ask them, would you feel safe out of town on the road to Joyce Harbor to go find somewhere to live?
It's hard to say goodbye to Largrasis. It's been our home our whole lives, but we can't go back. So we must go forward, and Joyce Harbor will be as good as anywhere. Maybe we'll find.
We say that, and I just say, "Homes are often lost, human. You must your peace wherever you find it."
We can send word or have someone send word if we manage to remedy the situation and you could return.
Thank you again for everything. We will be able to find our way from here. But to help you along your way, and they pull out a purse with 100 gold pieces and hand it to you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And they head out.
Alright. Off to Will? Or
I think we need to.
you can't. We shouldn't just leave him. Alright, we'll go.
And while sort of hesitating, we'll turn towards the leaving gentleman. Would you be so kind as to let someone in Joyce Harbor know what happened in Largrasis? Someone with the means to... someone in the guard or something to that effect.
Yeah, of course.
And then we'll turn back to the rest of the party. We, in the event that this is more of an invasion-y thing than an evil summon-y thing, we should notify some people.
Definitely. I think we take a wide berth around the city.
Fair enough. So it has already gotten dark by the time you made it back to your cart. Do you want to march through the night?
Can we see the giant?
No.
Okay.
You're far enough away.
And I will send my sprite a little ways the way we came while invisible, even though it is dark and it does not have dark sight, to just hang out by whatever the clearest path is towards our direction, just on the off chance that we're getting that we're being tracked.
Yeah.
Not too far away, close enough that if we did end up in combat, it could come back.
Yep. So you want to take a long rest here then?
I think we can.
Yep.
Yeah.
We will be taking so many watch.
Yeah, you can take your turn watch. Everyone give me a perception roll. We'll use that for your general night watch.
What the hell?
Is this a sight perception roll underneath the light of the moon?
Yes. Give me that advantage. Alright.
I can see everything now till his forehead isn't glowing.
Yes.
So I'll be in the morning.
Yeah, you all have kind of restful night. Take your shifts. It is quiet out here in the plains underneath the stars. You do not hear any noise coming towards you. Giants are not stealthy, as many of you are likely aware. Penalties, during your watch, while you do not notice anything in particular, like there's no danger or anything, Imra seems to be sleeping quite unsoundly.
Well, I don't have any spell slots left for the old trick.
Invade my mind.
Or you haven't gotten through a. Or are warlocks short resters?
Are they at this level?
They're always short resters.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
the time.
So I think have you gotten through a short rest by this stage?
I wouldn't cast it either way.
Yay.
That's
Last
good.
time
That's
it
good.
didn't seem to go well.
No one
Oh,
liked
went
it.
very well. That told me a lot. Yeah, I've noticed this, but I'm kind of in a frustrated mindset myself at this stage. So it's kind of I note it and then just carry on my watch and looking at the stars, and I start getting some of my own charts out and seeing and starting my usual nightly ritual whenever I've got some free time, just to kind of document the position of the stars here being so unfamiliar to me, and I'm kind of my time spent on this kind of continent is kind of mapping my own position here as it's so unfamiliar.
Sure. Anything else people want to do during their shift?
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Gonna pull out my coin.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sirik.
Huh? Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana?
You did say banana.
Huh, I need to work on that one.
I'd give it a 2.
Could be worse.
Yeah, it could be a 4.
I was just about to say that.
So hey, purely hypothetically, if someone was trying to do some sort of domination-y thing and we could make it more fun, what would you say?
Mm-hmm. Well, I blanked out and then heard fun, so yes?
Okay, so purely hypothetically, if we could do like some sort of power struggle-y thing in the middle of some people who are trying to do like a domination-y thing, would that be fun?
Sounds fun to me.
Do you by any chance know if any of the people who we saw back in Largrasis are particularly power hungry? And by people I mean giants, and by giants I mean big spooky guys.
Like, are you asking Sirik that, or me?
Yes, I'm
Sirik.
asking Sirik.
I don't know what's going on in Largrasis. Why would I go to that hick town?
If you want to check in on that hick town, and if you were able to find out if someone was particularly power hungry, you can make a civil war in the middle of a civil war, and it could be pretty good. I'm just saying, you don't have to do it. Enjoy.
Why do I have followers if you're going to ask me to do work?
I mean, I'm asking you to do a tiny bit of work to see something really fun.
No.
I want to take a drink from my chalice while we're talking.
You really, you pour it in, plum in color. It's nearly solid, but you struggle it down anyways.
Oh God.
And
Took a Jello shot.
you took a Jello shot. And you feel quite nimble, quite dexterous.
Cool.
And you're like, look. You remember our agreement.
Uh-huh.
I don't think any part of that was me going to Largrasis.
Oh yeah, no, this is unrelated. This is if you want to do it. If you don't want to have fun, that's up to you.
Why
I just thought you were a guy who likes strength.
I have things to do, Esfel.
No,
Things
sure,
to
no,
do.
I'm sure you're having tons of fun in Godland.
Stop.
Sure, it's not boring there at all.
Don't call me. lose my number.
I'll get right on that.
If you need something, I'm here. I got the power, all that fun stuff, but
Oh, I'm sure you have tons of powers here.
yeah. I don't need this. Okay, Etzel?
Sure.
And he hangs up.
Going to immediately pick it back up and go knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Aren't you?
And then hang up.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll do my nightly offerings into the fire, clean my gun and my mace. And when I clean the gun, it's like pull a lever and I like break it over my knee like a breakneck shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Pull the shell out, put a new one in, do all that good stuff.
There's a roll I want you to do. I don't even know what to do for this.
You want me to just do a d20?
I want to give you some kind of bonus if I can.
Would it just
Give
be
me an
dex?
investigation roll. No.
90.
You open it. You're able to. Will did teach you how to put a shell in, but you can tell it's still jammed. You need Will to look at this.
I'll close it back up and just do the normal cleaning and polishing and oiling.
Was this before we went to bed?
This was gonna be during my watch.
Okay.
So if anyone's up during my watch, then I guess. But
I was just gonna say, because I've been messing with guns. But-
True.
I don't know when your watch is, what order we're doing it in.
We can
Up
make
to-
like Talai and Imra's watch overlap at the end.
Alright.
sure.
I'll come up and say I've been looking at those, and Will's taught me a little bit about them. Maybe I could help if you're open to it. Good try.
Reluctantly, till I would let you mess with it. Yeah.
Give me an investigation roll, Imra.
Oh no!
Oh.
You don't know shit.
I just stare at it and be like,
I've been
"This is
around the world. Nothing can surprise me.
This is broken.
There is nothing about this I understand.
An insanely delayed reaction and suddenly comes out.
Are you sure this is a gun and not a mace?"
Yes.
You got me.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
That's my watch.
All right.
I'll go back.
Yeah, and Imra, anything you wanted to do?
Let's see, do I? No, and I don't recognize anything from my dream that I didn't know before.
Give me investigation or perception roll.
Ooh, well, you know which one I'm gonna do. Oh, that's still bad.
+7 feels good. Now let me look at this dream again. What I write down? Yeah, so same dream. Uh, this time you realize you are the one speaking. It is not your voice.
Okay. It's not my voice, but I'm speaking.
Yes.
Huh. And I'll just, I guess, sit and contemplate that for the rest of the watch. Chew on that one for a minute. Yeah, I don't have anything else to do.
All right. Yeah, you all wake up the next day and you're not dead. It's all fine.
That's
We're
always
not dead. That's a win.
Doing it.
Yeah.
Um, and at this point, as you're all kind of breaking camp, eating your rations, getting ready to go south, you do see a what's a good messenger bird? Pigeons?
Pigeon.
No, pigeons are dumb.
Crows.
Crows?
Ravens.
It's a real smart crow. Yeah, you see a crow flying towards you, and it kind of lands near your camp, kind of looking at all of you.
Is there a note?
Yes, as you look closer, there seems to be something, a piece of parchment tied to its leg.
I'll go up and try and untie it. If it
You
lets me.
you untie it. Yeah, no problem.
Alright. What do we read?
You find a message that seems to be from Will, stating he is in a nearby town, like nearby where you dropped him off. He found a small village by the name of Rideba. That is where he's currently holed up. He's making good progress and thought he should just update you.
I will have read that out loud.
I would like
Do any
to
of us know where Rideba is?
You know, like, where you dropped him off, so you expect it's
Sure.
near there. You would be able to, you're confident you could find it. Although you don't know anything, like, you don't recognize the name.
Sure.
It's a small village.
I would like to give the crow one of the trinkets that we got from the flea market vendor.
Oh, very good, because I was going to make him sit around waiting for a tip. You kind of hold out a couple of them. You know the little crow hop he does? Does a little crow hop, picks one of them up with his beak, and then flies away.
Oh, and I definitely will have put on my fancy cowboy boots.
Nice. You notice your fancy cowboy boots that you now have. They are quite comfortable. You feel like you could march all day in these. Like they're made for adventuring. You also notice that despite having carried them all the way through those caves and all the way here, they are perfectly clean.
Huh.
Gucci
Like
boots.
it. Alright. Well, guess we get on the road.
And with that, we are going to end session here. Sorry, it's a bit shorter than usual. But
That's alright.
I gotta.
You don't want to go too far without Will.
Yeah. Hopefully, you got to do some combat, see some things,
Mm-hmm.
reveal some stuff. Also, Esville, that thing was you're able to climb trees with ease, but it has worn off at this point.
Tragedy comes in many forms. Would have spent all night just climbing trees.
We're in a plane.
I would have planted a tree.
Plant growth.
I'm a druid.
Do you not remember what I am? Just spam druidcraft on it until it actually becomes a tree.
I don't know if that's how that works.
Close enough.
Oh, man.
I think most cantrips are able to be exploited by the Just being able to spam them as much as you every 6 seconds outside of combat.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Eldritch Blast Gatling gun.
Pew pew pew. Use that to dig. It's just a drill bit.
But anything any of you want to do before we wrap up the session?
No, I'm good.
I would just be saying things in the morning, like I'm packing my stuff, and I'm kind of politely insistent that finding Will is the right course of action, and that's the priority,
That and heading to
Oh,
Gilgar.
definitely.
and that we've wasted time, sort of thing. That kind of vibe.
You're gonna piss off Talai so bad. Someone's
Alright,
having Discord troubles.
that would be to lie. Alright, y'all. See y'all next week. Thanks for the session, Vic. It was great.
Anytime.
Until next time.
All right, stream. I hope you had a good time. World Without Magic. It's getting crazy. Just found a bunch of giants. But for now, let's find someone to raid. Raid. Let's go with some. Here, let's find new person. Oh, here's some. Here, we're gonna go watch some Curse of Strahd. They're just started stream, so it should be exciting. Raid. Ignis Lupus. Make sure to say cute things. I love you all so much. We'll for sure be back in a week with more of this. I'll likely be streaming more of this throughout the week as well. I'm also starting to post these videos on YouTube. If you want to catch up, they'll be on there. And other than that, I love you all so much, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye!